The Bank of England says cutting carbon could push up prices. Well, that's not really that surprising, as these non-carbon based products or companies that produce things, it requires a lot, sometimes more energy in different ways in order to produce certain types of products. Uh, let's see. But in fact, there is a connection between those two worlds, says Governor Bailey himself in an interview with me. The governor says that the transition to net zero could, quote, could lead to permanent level price effects. Understand and that they will have to understand and deal with. And indeed, he went further, saying, "I think we are already seeing some effects from climate change on prices now. A bit of the gas price story." A reference to the 400% increase in prices over the past year is the result of the world at the same time shunning coal and chasing the same scarce natural gas supplies. As we substitute out as we substitute out more damaging hydrocarbons, coal obviously being a case in point during the transition, we will probably see increased demand for other hydrocarbons, gas. Given that many political voices have tiptoed around the issue that the climate change transition being discussed in Glasgow is likely to have an impact on consumers, this would appear a significant statement of the reality. I mean, look, I've come to battle with this with some people that I know, and while I am for getting to a net carbon net carbon neutral situation, yeah, I think it's important that we also recognize that the technology and the build out for that is just not there yet. And I wish we had started back in the 70s when we could have really been a lot further along in the process than we are now. We are definitely behind the eight ball, but I do feel that we can get there. I just, in the meantime, don't know that we should. Uh, cut everything off all at once when we are woefully unprepared to be able to do so. And I want to see more steps taken to actually start to see reversal, or at least a plateau of the earth and the climate change that we're experiencing. And hopefully we can get there sooner than in some cases of countries talking about like 2050 or 2070. But I just feel like we to be able to slam on the brakes right now is going to be a huge pain for everybody, instead of a gradual come down to at least plateau and then come down from there. Would be phenomenal. And hopefully over the next, I don't know, 3 years, 5 years, we can start to actually make some real progress here for the world, not just on the U.S. side, because I know that there's some data out there that suggests, well, the U.S. has come down and this and that, and it's up to the other countries to do it, but the other countries don't necessarily have the means to do it. So I think that it really comes. There's a really good Kirkazar video, which maybe I'll link over here. I think I've linked it before, explaining what we can do to help prevent climate change to a devastating level, which I mean, we're already on the cusp of, but like hitting the brakes on the whole world all at once is not necessarily good for humanity either. So we'll continue to follow this.